One of the common reactions that people have had coming out of the new Marvel film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is how much they were able to see Sam Raimi's directorial influence in this film. Raimi is a director who was well known for the original Spider-Man trilogy back in the early 2000s, but he really made a name for himself with a trilogy of horror films: The Evil Dead in 1981, Evil Dead 2 in 1987, and Army of Darkness in 1994.
When thou misspoke the words, the army of the dead awoke.
These B-movie films were low budget and high concept, full of gore, camp, and a lot of fake blood. Raimi really used these films to establish motifs and themes that would echo into his later work, including Multiverse of Madness.
Groovy.
And now we're going into spoiler territory. Honestly, the first monster in Multiverse is a very Raimi-esque monster. It's undead, zombified, and with wrappings that make it look a bit like a B-movie mummy.
The nightmare begins.
We also get what I call smash zooms, a shot that starts with our camera on an object, followed by a really fast zoom in and a quick cutaway. There's two of these in the first 5 minutes, one on America Chavez and the other on the Book of Vishanti. This is a classic choice from Raimi, and if you watch The Quick and the Dead, one of his dramas from the 90s, you'll see this sort of shot a lot. The big MacGuffins in Multiverse of Madness are a pair of books, The Evil Darkhold and the Book of Vishanti, which can grant the user the knowledge that they need.
It's your destiny to destroy the world.
Evil books also appear in The Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Reading comprehension is clearly bad, as nobody seems to learn their lesson. When Wanda enters the Sorcerer's Monastery at Kamartaj, she enters a spell that puts her in a mirror dimension. She gets out using mirrors, and the scene of her pulling herself out of the gong is straight from Evil Dead 2, when a character's reflection attacks it.
Things just got out of hand.
There's a point where one version of Doctor Strange is more or less a zombie. Anyone familiar with Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2 knows that the undead feature pretty heavily in those films.
Seems fairly obvious.
We also get exploding eyes, or at least eyes popping out of eye sockets. This is a classic Raimi visual, so what Raimiisms can you spot in Multiverse that we've seen in the horror trilogy?
Son of a...
To read more about this story, check out gizmodo.com/io9.